Hello there, my name's Brandon and I make pictures out of tiny squares. And today I'm back in PicoCAD working on a quick model inspired by the Squirtle Squad from the Pokemon TV series. I probably don't need to explain who the Squirtle Squad are, but just know that they're the baddest group of Pokemon of all time, and they get up to all sorts of adorable but absolutely ruthless shenanigans. Anyway, to get going here, I'm trying to build the main Squirtle model by continually extruding from a cube shape to chain each part of the body from the previous. One of the quirks with PicoCAD is that you have to keep your models pretty simple. When you start to introduce too many vertices or individual shapes, you'll eventually top out that limited file size pretty quick. So in this case, we need a whole team of Squirtles, which means that each one of them has to be incredibly streamlined just for the prospect of even being able to fit multiple at all in the same file. We can see here that when I clone the original model out, even at just 3 Squirtles total, we're already starting to approach the file size limit. When you see this red bar show up on screen and make its way to the end, that's kind of when you know. But this is okay, we're going to continue on with a total of 3. 3 out of 5 ain't bad here. And for now I'm just going to delete the others because I actually want to create the texture artwork for the first one before cloning it. That way the artwork will clone over as well. So over in Photoshop here, I'm putting some initial textures together using a few reference images. And this is pretty straightforward because the Pokemon designs are usually quite simple and stylized. And so a lot of the angles and symmetry here, especially in the case of like the turtle shell designs, translate really well into clean pixel art angles. I'm also going to start just by drawing the sunglasses artwork directly onto the face textures. However, for the leader at least, I'd like to actually model those large sunglasses eventually. But I'll make sure that I end up with enough space in the file once adding a few other things too. Back over in PicoCAD now, I'm mapping the artwork onto the first Squirtle. And this just involves dragging the assigned area to the right spot on the artwork file. And you can use R to rotate if it comes in facing the wrong way. So I just get everything into place here, and then if we clone the mesh now, we'll see that the clone copies have that same artwork assignment. So pretty easy for getting the whole group together. And then after arranging them in the workspace, we've got our 3 Squirtle Squad members ready to go now. Now, the second half of this artwork is actually going to involve accessorizing these guys with some musical instruments. The reason that I'm doing this is because I'm going to submit this piece into the weekly PicoCAD Jam, and the theme for this week is instruments. I think the theme probably could have been just about anything, and I would have tried to shoehorn the squad into it, but this idea actually pairs really nice, and we'll have this little Squirtle Squad band out of it too. And just a quick shout out to the PicoCAD Jam, by the way. For those of you who are interested in PicoCAD artwork, this is a weekly event that's hosted by Ben Canfield. And it's a great way to explore different aspects of PicoCAD, while you're trying to tackle these creative prompts every week. And shout out to Ben too as well for obviously continually running these jams. But not only that, he's also kind of this PicoCAD master. And he's even got a YouTube channel where he shares time lapses too. So be sure to check out his work as well if you like, and I'll leave some links down below for that. So at this point, I've got some of those basic instrument shapes in place. So let's jump ahead and take a look at the final piece, and I'll come back after to talk about some of the finishing touches. So here is the Squirtle Squad band. Alright, so a couple of the final additions here. Well, for one, I put in those big sunglasses for the leader, and those just use a simple 2D plane with artwork mapped onto it. And similarly, for all the busy musical notes and stuff around the scene, those work in a similar way where there's just these 2 sheets that are cutting through the scene. And then I've mapped artwork onto those and set the dark green as the transparency color. So you get this kind of free-floating effect there. And we'll close this out with some CRT time to take a look at a few more close-ups. So thank you for watching, and take care and keep it square.